One of the biggest decisions you will make is the person you marry. Another big decision is where you started your career and the line. And of course, the kind of church or religious sect that you belong to that drives your mentality. So if you look at the concept of that relationship and the choice, why shouldn't you say it's not so deep? It's deep. Don't tell me it's not so deep. It's very deep. Because it's going to affect your total being. It's going to suck your emotion, suck your happiness, or bring it into it. It's either, there's no in between. There's no in between. You are either in fantastically or you are, it's a mess. Even it says, well, we are neutral. It's a sign. You have signed a contract to say, look, live your life, I'll live my life, and everybody's happy. We are co-parenting and cohabiting. To just after that, do your own. You have invariably defined an open relationship.
Yeah. Aye.
So I'm happy, he's happy, he's doing his own thing, I'm doing my own thing. No problem. I'm not asking him any wrong questions. Not asking me any wrong question. No problem. What have you done? Yes. You have invariably defined an open relationship.
But you're expecting a close relationship.
Okay, you can't get it. So you don't find those things. God, clarity. So clarity is important.
Yeah.
It's very important. The issue is many times we don't set our questions and we don't get it. Then we start the fight. It's like going into an organization with a contract and then you're expecting something out of your contract.
But it is there.
I said, this is it. He said, no, but you're unfair. Especially contracts that have silence. You see, contracts that have silence, they're very tricky issues. So I offer you that thing with my own prerogative, my own discretion. The day I withdraw it, you now start shouting. I'll go back to my contract. See?
Was this in your contract?
I offered you, it was good
faith. Yeah.
I've removed it. Now you're talking. It's not there.
Yes. And it's not there.
Problem now starts.
Hey, God.
So these are dimensions that we need to look at and ask. Even if you are married now, sit down and ask those questions. What am I doing? What are we doing? Honey, come. We're 5 years. This is the 5 years of anniversary. I told you something the other day. Break your marriage. Don't create a forever plan in a marriage. Create
first 5 years.
We are forever, but let's look at first 5 years and assess it. And at the end of 5 years or 2 years, oh yeah, babe, what do you think? Can we still do this together? Are you still in? Don't assume that because the person is with you physically, the person is with you psychologically or emotionally. Ask, are you still with me?
Don't assume that someone is with you physically, they are with you emotionally and psychologically. Don't assume.
Because physical departure is the last stage. It's the last stage.
You have gone since.
You have since. You signed out since.
Gone.
It's like you are in an organization or a church. They are doing all the things you are doing. You're on your phone. They are finished. Yes. Then they ask you a question.
What did you learn?
What is it? It was fantastic.
We don't know anything.
You learned to even with you said, honey, how was the food? Oh, it was very nice. Yes. What did you eat? Can't remember. You just ate and moved on. You didn't. What did you eat? What did she cook? What did she cook? You can dare not ask because you now know you are lying because you said it was fantastic. So the person is wondering, but I knew that food was not nice. But you have created for safety, it was fantastic. Everything was nice. The food that you didn't even know you were eating. Why? You ate outside. Yes, so that you don't let me just cover myself.
For the sake of peace.
So when you start hearing, let me tell you the signs. For the sake of the children, for the sake of my peace.
For the sake of my
those are
women wala just forsake, just say just
those are signatures of being signed out. How can you say that? For the sake of my children, were they there when you started? For the sake of my student, I stayed. So when the children go, you have gone. That means you have already gone because you have redefined the relationship as per it is for the sake. Once these children, they have to go to school and just have a stable home and they should know their father and that. Let's just keep it.
It's trouble.
Say, well, for the sake of society, I need to have a husband. You can see the signs. You have already gone. So then something that happens.
Just say okay. Anything she says, just say okay.
Okay.
Just for peace sake, just say okay.
I want to beat you in the house.
Just say okay.
And then something happens. You now say, how did I get here? How did I find myself in an affair? No, in an affair. How can I be liking somebody? What's wrong with me? I need to get out of it. Bros or sister, you departed from one.
You have been tiptoeing your way there.
You are going into another one.
Yeah.
You didn't realize because you have emotional needs.
Yes, that needs to be met. Yeah.
So you left one,
should be met. Yeah.
And you moved to
another.
But you didn't realize it. You just says, how did I get here? Oh no, my heart is gone. I'm already falling. What am I going to do? The journey is different. These are the dimensions of things that we don't sit down and discuss. When you started departing, you should have sought help. Make it a bells and whistles issue. Sit down and say, I'm already justifying for the sake of the children, for the sake of this. Why? Why am I not saying for the sake of our love? For the sake of us.
For the sake of choosing each other.
Yes. Why am I saying for the sake of the children? Why am I saying for the sake of the church? Why am I saying that? Where are we inside that conversation? That means if those things were not there, we're out.
We're out.
So we sign a duty pact.
And society supports it.
Oh, you have
to
stay
for the sake of your children. At least for your kids, just stay.
Yes, now. But you don't understand that opens up another window. So I'm going to stay for the sake of my children, but I've created an open relationship. So you realize that you begin to stylishly justify your flirting.
Oh
God. You begin to stylishly justify. You're not doing anything bad, but I need somebody to appreciate me. So you do a little extra. You know somebody's going to be at that event, so you do something slightly more than you should have done. You know, but you can't say. It began to happen when you assigned your marriage to the sake of, and then for the sake of love, where will it come from? You can see those unique dimensions. So it's not a straightforward thing that we want to admit to. But your girlfriend will know. That your friend that says, there's somebody in my office. Nothing, Sha. Why did you mention it? If there is nothing, why did you mention it? There is something.
And they work wife, there's not work wife, there's work husband. Yeah.
But it's shameable. So you keep it under wraps.
Sister, I think our next conversation is going to be on the whole concept of shame. We'll unwrap shame. Because what shame has caused in relationships, in friendships, in families. I think it drives a lot of actions beyond what we even realize.
Absolutely.
It's always about the shame. And once there's shame involved, hide it. Don't say it.
You have to hide it.
Don't say it.
But that hiding is the beginning of trouble. Because shame is used many times as the punishment.
Yes. It's a tool.
If I'm able to get away from the shame, will I still do it?
Yes.
You can see that.
Yes.
If I'm not caught, will I still do it? So stop saying, for the shame. I don't want to shame my family. Don't say that. So I can't do that because I choose not to. Because if the shame is not there, the family is not there, will you do it? You can see the dimensions there. So you want to sit down and ask yourself very pertinent questions. Am I even geared for a relationship as a human being? Am I?
Am I wired for
Am I
it?
wired for it? Says, how can you say that? Some people are not wired for it. And you unwired yourself for it. Then you now, for the sake of shame, you now enter the relationship. The person is going to suffer.
So, so this is the thing.
Mm-hmm.
What if you think you're not wired for a relationship
Mm-hmm.
based on what if it's circumstantial?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's all about based on these things I've experienced, I don't think I'm wired, but I want it.
That means you are wired. The moment there's a desire, that means there's a wiring. When there's no desire at all, that means the wiring has been removed. If you don't have the capability, there's no capability at all around there. So there's none. But once there's a desire and it just keeps pushing you, that means you convinced yourself against your own will that you are wired against a relationship or you are not wired for. Meanwhile, you are. But it's just your own conviction against it that's not bothering you. So there's a conflict inside you. I'm not wired for this. Then why are you crying if you're not wired for this? Why are you in it if you're not? The person who is not wired for it does not even think about it. It's not even considering it. It's not even going there. It's just a relationship. What? No, that's not. There's no conversation. It does. You're not wired means that there's no capability to think about it or to consider it and to linger on it. But once you start lingering, wishing, wanting, there's something there. Circumstances may have made you feel you are not, but you are. You want it. You desire it. You dream of it. The people that are not wired for it, they cannot dream of it. It's not there. They say, hey, I dreamt of it. You dreamt? No, I don't even dream. And you like him. You missed him. How did he miss somebody? Wired for it. So we have to look at those dimensions, and I think the biggest issue is learning. We don't invest enough quality time in enough research material to read about ourselves and ourselves in a relationship. See what I said? To research and understand ourselves and ourselves in a relationship situation, whatever kind of relationship. It can even be father and daughter.
Who am I and who am I with somebody else?
Who am I with somebody else? Do the relationship bring out somebody else in me that I've never experienced? And so why do I blame them when they give me feedback? Why don't I understand where that person or that thing comes from every time that person comes out of me?
Same conversation I had with my friend yesterday. I said, I'm really grateful for growth. That now, once somebody says something to me and there's a trigger there, I'm like, okay, there's something you need to look out for here. Before, I would fight it and kneel to justify. But now I'm like, why did that offend you? Like, what is it about that conversation? I mean, there's something you need to really fix there. Yeah, you need to deal with.